trick I learned from dance team was stick a finger in your mouth and pull it out, and you'll see all the excess around your finger that would have gotten on your teeth. Besties! It's officially December, which means that it is now the season of the holiday red lip. But I know that there are a lot of people out there who are a little intimidated about red lipstick in general, and other people who don't exactly know how to apply a red lip so that it's super nice and crisp. So I just thought I'd hop on today to give you a little red lip tutorial so that we can all enter the holiday season slaying. Do you get it? Stupid. Now I want to start off by saying that not all red lips are created equal, and that has nothing to do with the shape of your lips or how you apply it or anything. There's just a couple things to be aware of before you dive into this. Now the main thing that I think people overlook when doing a red lip is finding out what red suits them best. Now I come from the era of MAC's Russian Red works on everyone. Like everyone and their mother, if you wanted a red lip, you would get MAC Russian Red. And there's nothing wrong with Russian Red. It's a great color. I have it, obviously. But as time has gone on, whenever I've done a red lip and used just Russian Red, I don't like the way it looks. And that has nothing to do with the formula or anything like that. It's just not my ideal shade of red. Now, I haven't gotten a color analysis done, so I'm not 100% certain when I say this, but I think that I exist within the winter color scheme. So generally more deeper jewel tones kind of look better on me. So a bright cherry red isn't gonna suit my features as much as a deeper maroon red, or perhaps something a little bit more cool toned based. So just to give you guys a visual, I have Russian Red right here. I'm just gonna put it on my finger and I'll zoom you in so you can see. So this is what Russian Red looks like against my skin tone. Again, it doesn't look bad by any means. People would call this a true classic red, but when you compare it to this other true red lipstick I have, which is the NARS Cruella little lip pencil, when I compare it to this one, you can actually see it's brighter and a little bit more orangey toned. If you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, you can't. I think you can actually see it a little bit better from further back, so I'll keep zooming. But this is a little bit more of an orangey red, whereas this one is a little bit darker and a little bit bluer. But I'm not trying to flip you off, but I didn't think this through. But this color, I think, is a little bit better of a red on my skin tone as far as a true bright red goes. Now I do also have this other red lipstick, and this one is Diva by MAC. And this is a much more dark maroon. So this isn't gonna give the same like holiday bright red kind of vibe, but it is just another red option. But when you contrast it to my skin, I don't know, I just feel like it brings out my eyes a little more. It just feels a little bit more, this is really hard to do with my fingers. I did not think this through. My hand's like cramping. I feel like it just is more homogeneous with the colors in my face. So after looking at these three different red colors, I can tell that there's a difference between how the colors look compared to the rest of my features. My eyes, my hair, my skin tone, all of that kind of stuff. Please disregard these stained fingers for the rest of the video. Again, didn't think that through. However, if you do want to wear Russian Red and you couldn't care less if that shade is like harmonious with the rest of your features, then put on Russian Red. If that makes you happy, wear it. That's literally all that matters. However, I do think that people not knowing that there are different shades of red that may suit them more can be a determining factor in why people don't like wearing red lipstick, period. They just are wearing the wrong ones. So that's why I wanted to point this out, because there are lots and lots and lots of shades of red to choose from. So if you own one that you're just not vibing with, then it may be time for you to explore and try out other shades. Now I did mention that darker, deeper reds like MAC's Diva tend to look a bit better on me. However, this one is pretty dark, and I do still want to have that like bright red holiday pop of color. So I'm actually going to mix MAC Diva with this NARS pencil in Cruella. And with these two colors, I'm going to show you how I achieve a little bit more of a ombre kind of look. It's not gonna be a true ombre lip, but it's gonna have a darker kind of exterior liner look and be brighter in the center. Hey, future Sab here. Forgot to mention a super important step in doing a red lip, which is putting on chapstick a few minutes beforehand. When you're putting on a red lipstick, you're generally committing to that lipstick the whole day, whole night, however long you're wearing it for. So you wanna make sure that your lips are really nice and moisturized before you apply the lipstick, so that way an hour into it, you're not like desperately craving chapstick, you know? Plus it gets rid of dry skin or anything like that so that you can have a really nice and easy application process. It's important you have a good lip liner. Now, I don't think that you always need to wear a lip liner when you wear lipstick. I love lip liner, so I will almost always put one on, but I think especially with a red lip, a lip liner is crucial. One, because lip liners help to stop any lipstick from bleeding. So if you just put on a lipstick and you're kind of just like smacking your lips around, eating, drinking, whatever, then the red lipstick might feather onto a bit more of your face instead of just staying on your lips. So lip liner kind of helps control and contain the lipstick, but also just creating that outline helps you stay within the lines when you're applying the lipstick in general. You know how like when you're coloring, if you like take a marker that's in the same color you're gonna fill it in and you do the outline first and then you fill it in, that's kind of a similar vibe. We want to make sure everything is really nice, clean, and pristine so that it doesn't look like we're drinking red Gatorade, you know? Now I have two lip liners. This one is in Ruby Woo by MAC, and this is like true red. And so I could go in with this one. However, because I know that I want the outside of my lips to be a bit of a darker red, applying a bright red liner and then trying to fill it in perfectly with the dark red shade so that there's no like random bright red popping out is a little difficult. So that's why I think I'm actually gonna go in with this Sephora lip liner in Bad Apple. Now this one isn't a true red by any means. It almost is giving like reddish brown, but this is going to blend in with that dark diva shade on the exterior of my lips more than Ruby Woo would. Now let's get into the logistics of how to actually line the lips. I love a big juicy lip, so I like to overline. But the key to overlining is to overdo it in the center of your lips while still having it come back to the natural corner of your mouth. What makes overlined lips start to look kind of funky is when you're overlining all the way around your mouth, because if your lip liner comes out further than your lip line does, then it just doesn't look natural. And again, if you are like, I'm wearing red lipstick, nothing about this is natural anyways, and you want to go balls to the wall with an overline, girl, do it. Own it. Love it. However, I like to make it look like my actual lip line, just a little bit plumper. So I'm going to take this lip liner, and I actually realized something recently. I think with Sephora lip liners, you can pull out this bottom piece and then sharpen it. I'm scared. I don't want this to go poorly. Okay, I don't know how much that actually worked or did anything, but it is a thing you can do if you are curious. I will probably never do that again. But it does help to have a really sharp lip liner. Like with a wooden one that you can get really nice and pointy, like that's gonna help. However, if you can't get it super sharp, it's not the end of the world. So I'm gonna start in the center. I'm going slightly on top of my natural lip line. I'm kind of feeling where the volume of my lip is and like pressing against it. Does that make sense? Like I can feel my lip with the pencil as I'm doing it and just kind of letting that guide me. I don't know if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, just go above your actual lip line. continuing to overline until about halfway down the lip on both sides, and then I'm going to connect it to the corner of my mouth. See how when it like swoops in, it looks like it's my natural lip shape? It doesn't bulb out on the side. You know? You get the vibes? Now for the bottom lip, again, I'm going to overline, and I'm just like looking dead into the mirror, going right under like this. So it looks like the bottom of my lip, but when I go like this, it's actually a bit further down, you know? Like, that's a solid amount below my lip, but then I'm just gonna connect it to the corners of my mouth, and it's not gonna look so crazy, because that's like almost giving goatee energy. A little baby goatee for the girl. And if it does like still feel a bit too far down, just kind of take my nail. And then there's that. And that's literally how easy it is to line your lips. And they look big, juicy, but natural, you know? Now the key to making your lips look really big and juicy, even if you're just using one shade of a lipstick, is to darken the outsides of your lips with lip liner and leaving the center bare. That's going to make it look like the center of your lips are protruding more, just gives a juicier look overall. So I go about like a halfway in on each side, like that. It's not the cutest look if you just leave it like this, but it does help add to the whole illusion. Next, I'm gonna go in with Diva, and I'm just gonna kind of outline my lips in this color. You can just do this straight from the bullet. If you have a lip brush, you're gonna definitely get a bit more of a precise line. I'll kind of do it both ways to see if there's much of a difference. I think it just really comes down to like skill and technique. So if you have a hard time controlling this much product being applied at once, then I would recommend using a little lip brush, or even like a small concealer brush would work. So straight from the bullet, that's that half. Now I'm gonna take a little lip brush. You definitely get a bit softer of an application with the brush than you do just straight out of the bullet. It's just a different look, but both are stunning, stunning. I am, however, going to go in and make it a little bit darker. I do like to ever so slightly blend it out, just by, but nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Because then I'm going to take my little pencil and apply it right in the center. Instead of letting the dark blend into the light, I'm going to use the light to blend into the dark. I didn't do too terrible of a job applying the lipstick. It stayed within the lines for the most part, but with red, if there is any error, then, oh well. This looks so gross over here. It kind of looks like a tampon. I'm gonna remove that. But if there is any error with red lipstick, you're going to see it. Now, does anyone in the general population typically care if your lipstick has a smudge or anything in it? No. However, if you want to have the cleanest, crispest red lip possible, then you're gonna need to go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm just taking the tiniest amount of concealer on my concealer brush, and I'm gonna apply a little bit just to the very, very tip of the brush. And then I'm also, after I've picked up the product, I'm just going to like swipe a couple of times so there's not a ton of product buildup on the brush, because when you apply it, you don't want there to be like a thick line of concealer that you then have to figure out how you're gonna blend out. So by getting rid of any excess concealer on your brush, it just makes it go a lot smoother. Now what I do is I literally just go against the edge of my lip and drag it to the edge. It's pretty simple. You're basically doing the same thing you did with the lip liner, except for just on the outside of it. Something else to be aware of is if you get any red lipstick on your concealer brush and then you go back over, you might get red lipstick elsewhere on your face. So just like wipe off a little bit after every time you go in to avoid running into that problem. See? I just did it a little bit, can you tell? Right there. I didn't listen to my own advice. I paid the price. And then to blend out any harsh lines of concealer, I basically just go in with my finger and blend it out. And after that step, you're done. And it looks so pretty. I just love the way that red lipstick makes your teeth look. Pearly whites, what can I say? Pro tip, if you find yourself prone to getting lipstick on your teeth, even if you don't, because it happens to everyone, a trick I learned from dance team was stick a finger in your mouth and pull it out, and you'll see all the excess around your finger that would have gotten on your teeth. Not a whole lot for this one, but I always recommend doing it because you don't want to be that girl that shows up looking so hot with her red lipstick and then you smile and it's all over your teeths. You don't want to be that girl. So just give it a little 1-2 before you head out the door and you'll be set for the night. So you can see this red isn't just like a bright cherry red, but it's still giving holiday, holly jolly vibes, yet it's still a really flattering color considering all of my features. I hope this video was helpful, whether it was finding your right red or the right lip shape or how to clean up any mistakes. I just hope that this has encouraged you to go out and rock a red holiday lip this year. I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you want to get a weekly dose of your Beauty Bestie Sab, then make sure to subscribe because I post a new video every Thursday and I want you to hang out with me. You can also find me at Beauty Bestie Sab on Instagram and all other platforms if you want to hang out with me there. And make sure to hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I post a brand new video. I literally love you so, so much.